Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a disappointing sequel. I'm breaking down why the story failed, why kids shouldn't watch this movie, and how it pushes the PG-13 rating before you pass that popcorn. If you haven't seen FNAF 1 or 2, then I highly suggest you do before we get into the story and the reasons for the rating. Those have minor spoilers, so just skip ahead using the timestamps.
You have been warned.
Now, let's get this party started.
I mean, really, let's do this, Mother!
First up is acting, which I give a 7 out of 10. I think everyone did well in their roles, especially the kids, but it wasn't on the same level as the first movie.
This is not up to code.
The tension worked, the fear worked, and the performances were believable in the moment, but nothing stood out as spectacular. Also, considering all the fanfare around Matthew Patrick being in this movie, he only got like 3 lines, which is kind of false advertising.
Well, now I'm sad.
Now for the story and script, which I give a 4 out of 10. Some sequels fall apart because the story strips the characters of their development and intelligence, which is what happens here.
Excuse me?
Everyone is still making the same decisions like they weren't involved in the first movie. Also, this felt less like a horror movie and more like a psychological thriller. You sit in tension the whole entire time, only for most of the horror to be kind of tame and reserved for the ending.
I'm not impressed.
The monsters are clearly terrifying within this universe, but the only things that are actually genuinely scary for the audience are those drawn out, you know something's gonna happen but it hasn't yet moments. And also the marionette. That thing was horrifying. What's also crazy is that this movie really heavily leans into the horror movie tropes, like splitting up. Why are we doing that?
So cliche.
Abby becomes frustrating again because she constantly makes terrible decisions that exposes everyone to danger just because she refuses to listen. You think she'd be more cautious and had learned a lesson considering what happened in the first movie, but nope, she hasn't learned a thing.
Are you dumb or just stupid?
And the ending? Honestly, it was confusing and disappointing. Vanessa suddenly has a brother, and I think she's supposed to be shocked and scared that he's there, but she doesn't look that way at all. It was like she knew he was coming, and the others weren't really freaked out about him either. Nothing about his appearance is explained, by the way. Where he's been, why he's evil, why he matters. Nothing, he just shows up.
Where'd you come from?
It feels like he was shoehorned in because he's important to the games, but that just makes him feel like an afterthought. Overall, the story is on shaky ground once Abby decides by herself to go back to the pizzeria, and it never fully recovers. I think there was a good story in there somewhere, but it just never makes it to the surface.
Not bad, but not good.
Now for the details, which I give a 9 out of 10. The details in this movie were just as spectacular as the first. The animatronics actually looked real, which is a pleasant surprise. Nothing felt overly heavy in CGI, and that's commendable.
Nice.
All the FNAF merch and locations looked like they were ripped straight out from the game, which made everything feel even more authentic, almost like this place actually existed. I didn't notice anything out of place, so it was easy to get sucked into the movie, which made the horror hit that much harder.
That's impressive.
Here's your major spoiler warning, guys, because now we're getting into the reasons for the rating. This movie is billed as a PG-13 horror mystery, which is mostly accurate, so let's talk about that.
The gross stuff.
There's talk about past vomiting, and the sounds during the scenes where victims are mangled is really stomach-churning.
Language.
In this movie, there are 5 S words, 3 A words, and 1 other. Not bad.
Time for violence!
If you're expecting a kid's horror movie because it's based off a video game with cute characters in it, think again. This is absolutely not suitable for kids under 13, and even 13 is kind of pushing it. This would have given me nightmares at that age, just because it feels and looks so real.
Get out of the pressure!
And that eldritch horror nightmare fuel known as the marionette, oh my gosh, that was terrifying.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
A child is stabbed 3 times in the back and dies in the opening scene. You don't see the stabbing, but you see the wounds. A woman is grabbed, possessed, and eventually killed by the marionette. One guy gets torn to shreds in a way that barely keeps it in the PG-13 rating.
Oh, that is so gross.
Another is killed Jaws style, which amounts in a lot of blood in the water. Dream sequence William Afton gets shot a couple of times and falls off a balcony with a sickening thud. Vanessa is attacked by the marionette and is nearly choked to death. Twice.
Yikes.
A teacher's head gets popped like a grape off screen, but you hear it happen and you see all the blood. Lastly, several adults get attacked by animatronics that nearly kill them. I really don't recommend kids watching this movie just because of how graphic it was, and I cannot stress that enough.
Oh, I can't watch this.
Overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 10. FNAF 2 looks amazing, but it falls flat everywhere it counts. Characters keep making the same dumb decisions like in the first movie, major twists come out of nowhere, and the ending is confusing and rushed.
It's not worth it.
And despite the PG-13 rating, this movie is a lot more graphic than you'd expect, and it's not suitable for kids. So yeah, the sequel was very disappointing, which is honestly too bad because I was really looking forward to it.
Wrap that up and give it to a child on Christmas, because we're done.
Hey, don't go yet, there's still more to see. Click right here to watch my most recent Pop Talk, where I review upcoming movies based on their trailers. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and just remember, once you pass the popcorn to me, it's okay to talk, it's okay to text, and I'll see you later. Bye!